Roadside motels are built for people on the move, places where you can be anyone or no one at all. They exist on the edge of towns and the edge of stories, offering a brief escape from the routines and expectations of daily life. For a night or a week, they offer a cloak of anonymity, a promise of privacy that can feel like a fortress. Behind each door, a different life unfolds, hidden from the world outside. But that same privacy can become a dangerous isolation, turning comfort into something quietly unsettling. This is the story of Lena Marquez, a woman seeking refuge at the Starlight Motel, a place where the systems meant to protect her privacy ultimately concealed her absence, leaving her hidden in plain sight. She wasn't a fugitive, just someone escaping a difficult situation, hoping for a pause and a safe space to breathe, if only for a little while. But when silence behind a closed door is mistaken for peace, tragedy can unfold unnoticed, hidden by the very walls meant to protect. The allure of anonymity is powerful, until it becomes a shroud, quietly enveloping those who seek shelter within its shadows. The Starlight Motel tried to stand out with its collection of themed rooms, safari adventure, Hollywood glamour, and, for Lena, the deep blue sea. Each room was designed to transport guests to another world, if only for a night. She checked in late, exhausted from the road, asking only for blackout curtains and undisturbed rest, her voice barely above a whisper. Lena had just left a volatile relationship behind, carrying only a battered duffel bag and paying for 3 nights in cash, hoping to stay invisible. The themed room didn't matter to her. What truly mattered was the sturdy lock on the door and the promise of privacy it offered. Carla Ruiz, the night clerk, would later recall Lena's quiet desperation and her overwhelming need to disappear, at least for a while. The cash payment added another layer of anonymity. No electronic trail, no questions, just a name on a paper ledger. For Lena, it was protection. For investigators, it was a frustrating dead end, a trail gone cold. The Starlight wasn't a destination, just a necessary pause on a journey to somewhere safer, or at least unknown. But its very design for privacy and seclusion would soon become a barrier to help when it was needed most. The morning after Lena checked in, a "Do Not Disturb" sign appeared on her door. Housekeeping skipped the room, as policy dictated, for up to 72 hours. After 3 days, a wellness check should have been triggered. But on the 3rd day, the manager was overwhelmed and the report was buried under paperwork. No one intentionally ignored the warning. It was a simple oversight. The sign remained, and the silence from room 214 became routine. Staff assumed the manager had handled it or that Lena had extended her request. The system's safety net failed, and Lena was left completely isolated. Privacy, meant as protection, became an unbreakable barrier. Lena's cash payment meant her stay expired on October 8th, but a manual override marked her as indefinite stay, pre-approved. Carla Ruiz, the clerk who knew Lena from a women's support group, had entered the override to protect her. She disabled checkout alerts and directed all inquiries about room 214 to herself, creating a digital shield. Carla planned to check on Lena personally after a few days, believing she was offering safety. But this act of compassion dismantled the motel's backup safety net. The "Do Not Disturb" sign blocked physical entry. Carla's override blocked administrative alerts. Room 214 vanished from the motel's radar, existing in administrative limbo. In trying to help, Carla had perfected Lena's isolation. The bond between Lena and Carla was forged in shared vulnerability at a survivors support group. Carla saw Lena not as a customer, but as a sister in need, and bent the rules to protect her. She believed cash payment and digital shielding would keep Lena safe from her abuser. Carla planned to check in on Lena after giving her space, balancing privacy with support. But when Carla got busy and delayed her visit, no one else knew to step in. The pact of sisterhood, meant to empower, created a single point of failure. Carla's good intentions couldn't change the outcome. In protecting Lena from one danger, she exposed her to another, absolute invisibility. Lena's sister, Maria, grew frantic after a week of silence and began calling local motels. At the Starlight, Carla finally admitted Lena had stayed there and revealed her arrangement. On October 15th, 10 days after check-in, the manager, Carla, and police opened room 214. The blackout curtains were drawn, the room untouched, Lena's belongings undisturbed. But Lena was gone. Forensics found almost no activity since her arrival. Her toothbrush unused, the bed barely slept in. Keycard records showed the door open twice. Once at check-in, once a few hours later from inside. After that, nothing, until police entered. The hallway camera was broken, offering no clues. Lena had vanished into the night, leaving behind only silence and questions. Lena Marquez's case is a cautionary tale of good intentions, systemic failures, and the dangers of unnoticed silence. Her story reminds us that even the most well-meaning systems can falter when compassion and vigilance are not balanced. The Do Not Disturb sign, a compassionate override, and a busy staff created a perfect storm of invisibility. In the rush of daily operations, small details can be missed, and people can slip through the cracks. For those seeking refuge, Lena's story underscores the need for a lifeline, someone who knows where you are, and who will notice if you go silent for too long. Anonymity can feel safe, but total isolation is a risk. The line between privacy and peril is thinner than we think. The hospitality industry must rethink policies. Is a 72-hour check enough, or should we be more proactive in our care? Should overrides require more oversight, or perhaps a second set of eyes to ensure nothing is overlooked? Technology and training must ensure that privacy doesn't become a shroud. Staff must be empowered to act when something feels off. Lena sought a quiet place to heal, but the silence became absolute. Her absence went unnoticed until it was too late. Her story is a call to listen more closely, to check in, and to ensure no one's plea for privacy becomes their final, unheard cry. We must remember that silence can sometimes be a warning, not just a request.